Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips, joined by Alex Moretto and So Money. Another day, another opportunity to become a billionaire by just picking all the goal scorers that are not selected from the chat. We will get into that in a little bit, but before we do, Moretto, yesterday we started off the show, came in hot. We had to give out a bet. That's not happening again, eh? We're done with that.
We're done with that. I thought it was going to keep running based on something that someone had told me, and it did not keep running. Clearly, there was resistance in the market, which we've seen a lot of this year. I know someone made a point of saying that on Twitter, like if you love the Canucks at minus 125, you'll love them at minus 111, and fair enough. I think the nature of that's something I did want to somewhat address though. Like I think the nature of this show and the nature of the market this year, we've still had positive CLV overall in the show this season. But I do think that it's going to be less so than maybe in years past because of the new money in the market, because of the timing that this money is coming in, because of the timing of the show. And like, we're limited to a 30-minute window to kind of get things in, right? Like our hands are tied. Like if we like something, we don't love the price at the time, or we somewhat like the price, but we think maybe it can get better. The nature is we have to bet it when we're on. So like, this is the sort of thing that happens. Yeah, I mean, there's been some crazy market moves this year later in the day that have not necessarily come with any news or anything like that. And sometimes that money's been right. Sometimes that money's been very wrong. And I'm okay with the fact that there will be some resistance and maybe some more resistance than usual this year.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this is kind of being something a little bit different where we're dealing with timing. I mean, the last couple of years I've been doing with this with you guys. At first, I didn't know anything about how these markets would go and respond and stuff, so I was just learning. And then as it progressed, started to figure it out. And this is kind of being the first time that we've seen this, but adapting as we go. So money, that bet that was given out was the Canucks. Just gambling aside, 8-0. Are you worried? Is there panic? Like, what's going on?
Well, they just didn't show up, right? Like it was weird because that's not something
6-0.
that. Sorry.
6-0, not 8-0.
6-0. Yeah, it's not something that we've seen much in the Rick Tocchet era, because even in this era when the Canucks have lost, it's not because most of the time it's not because they haven't shown up. I think that she loves is struggling. You can see, like, I mean, a goalie that hasn't played for a while already has confidence issue, gives up a goal in the first minute. That's just really hard to recover from mentally. And you even saw, even when he was making the saves, he wasn't square. He would make the save and like look back. It would shots that are supposed to hit his chest would be going off his shoulder, right? So like you can see that he wasn't squaring up. So I think they need to address that. Lankinen thankfully has been good, and he's been getting all the starts. I just worry about how long he can continue that, right? He's not used to playing this much. So I'm not necessarily worried about the season as a whole, but I am a little kind of I am weirded out a bit because that kind of game yesterday, it's not something that we're used to seeing. So
Right.
I would expect a response from the Canucks. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not. That was just one of those games where you just throw it away. But
Burn the tapes.
But I just haven't seen them, so like that's why it's just weird.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, it is pointed out here in the chat, and I think it's a kind of a funny thing. Mike saying feels like every team in the league is having one of those games to start the season, whether it's giving up 8 goals or losing to a team they have no business losing to. Yeah,
I've had a few of those.
It has kind of felt like that. Yep. Yes, that is true. Yeah, it's been a weird start. I mean, you look around the league at any given moment, and it's like, whoa, that team's losing to that team, and it's like that shouldn't be happening. And it's not even just wow, they lost an OT. It's like, how did they lose by 5? Like, what happened in that one? So some strange stuff going on, but I think that's what makes the NHL so fun, makes betting on the NHL so fun. And we will continue to do that here, as everyone knows the NHL is back and FanDuel is bringing more action than ever, because everyone knows hockey just hits different. Load up a power play with the hottest same game parlays found on the Parlay Hub. Lace them up and follow your bets with player prop tracking, or bet on the fly with the Pulse. The hunt for the cup starts here. Get more from the NHL with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can kick off the season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Please play responsibly. You must be 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600, or visit connexontario.ca. We'll get to today's games. We'll answer some questions from the chat as well regarding the games. We'll get to our anytime goal scorers. We'll save it for the end.
I got an anytime goal scorer today for us.
I
got a good one. Honestly, not for the round robin, but if anyone
just separate.
Maybe we'll just I'll give it out now. We'll keep it completely separate from that. Emil Heineman on Montreal. Maybe they don't score tonight because Washington's a wagon. But he was just because they're kind of rejigging the lines with Slap back. They want to put Slafkovsky and Doc together. So they're together right now. And then Caulfield and Suzuki are together. Emil Heineman has just been promoted to line 1 with Doc and Suzuki. Best price in market that I'm seeing is $5.75 anytime goal. But he is playing first line tonight with Suzuki and Caulfield. And he has a rocket. They love his shot. That's a bit of a... That's the best part of his game is his release is insane. He's got a couple goals this year. Now he's actually going to play top line minutes. I think that's worth a flyer until the Habs get shut out.
Go.
Either way, it's a good bet.
There you go. We'll track this at the number that you gave it at there as well. There are a lot in that 500 range and a lot and some out there right around what you're saying at as well. So 575 Emil Heineman. How do you want to do this units wise, Moretto? First bet of the day, bang.
give me a 0.2 units on this here.
Okay. So $20 for those tracking to profit 115. There you go. First one in, not part of the ATG, just a goal score. So this can go in the sheet as well, which I'm going to keep teasing because we'll get to it at the end of the show. You guys are not going to want to miss the sheet. We've talked about it. We've talked about how, we're running bad or whatever, and making jokes about how good the chat's doing when we reject plays. There is data behind this now, behind our from our friend Kevin in the chat. So we've got some numbers to show you guys. We've got a sheet to show you guys at the end of the show. We'll get to that. We'll get to all of that. We'll show the sheet. It's nuts. It's nuts. All right, there you go. There's our first pick of the day. Let's go in order here of the games tonight. Actually, let's just start in Montreal. It's at 7:00, so it makes sense to do. Habs, Caps, the Canadians plus 162, the Capitals minus 200, total of 6.5, plus 104 to the over. Moretto, what do you got to say about your Canadiens?
Not much. Washington's a true wagon right now. Offensively, defensively, they're top 5 in basically everything you want. They're playing great hockey. They are rolling. No interest stepping in front of that, especially not with the Habs right now. Even though the Habs played a lot better than they showed on Tuesday and have been playing better lately. Not down for that. Hopefully we get a Montembeault bounce back game. But yeah, Caden Goulet's back tonight, which I do think matters quite a bit. He's been really good. He might be their best defenseman. But yeah, I'm not interested in Montreal. I think I might even need that number to start with maybe not a 2, but I'm not there. Washington, maybe you're paying a premium, but they're also playing fantastic. If this was 2 weeks ago, maybe I'm getting in on Montreal here, but the way Washington's played, they're fully deserving of this price tag.
You got anything for us on this one, So Money?
No, I just last year we all took our shots at the Capitals with the way that they made the playoffs. Probably they probably didn't deserve to make it, but you know what? I was wrong on them. I was low on them coming into the season. They are an outstanding team, and I do suspect. I don't know if Moretto saw the confirmation or not, but I think we might get Primo in goal.
We might, yeah.
And if that's the case, I have no interest in not only betting against Washington but betting the under either. The under was a look for me, but the way that Washington is generating right now, and if we get Primo in goal, that's not a game that it's going to be conducive to the under. So I will pass. I'm really looking for opportunities to bet Washington, but it looks like the market's already there. Like we're into the minus 200s now. So I mean, you're as Alex was saying, you're going to be paying the premium betting Washington. So I will pass. Is a team that I would like to get behind.
Habs 176 here now. Moving up, Moretto.
Yeah.
Keep an eye.
Still not interested.
Fair enough. There you go. That's first one. Habs, Caps. Move on here now to the Bruins and Hurricanes. We currently have Boston at plus 146. The Hurricanes minus 178. Total of 5.5. Minus 140 to the over, plus 114 to the under. So, Money, anything for you here in the Bruins Hurricanes game?
The Bruins are a mess. It's gotten to the point where I want to start looking at first coaches fired markets. Like we saw the dust up that him and Marchand had. I think that it's not a big deal on like surface, on like surface levels. That kind of stuff is not a big deal to me. But like when that stuff is happening while a team is losing, I think it's more of a reflection of what's going on internally in that dressing room. So, and the problem with the Bruins is that, and we touched on this in like the preview show, is that they have no depth at center, right? And like in this league right now, you can't be consistently successful if you're not deep up the middle. They don't have depth at center. They can't generate offensively consistently. They're not getting the same kind of goaltending. So yeah, I mean, I'm very low on the Bruins. On the other hand, Carolina, I mean, again, it's one of those things where like the market has priced it out. I would have loved to bet Carolina today, but we're out of market here, and this would be another spot for an under. But again, I don't trust what's going on with Boston right now. So, and Carolina is a type of team that if Boston has a poor game, Carolina will just steamroll them. They'll get to the six themselves. So another game that I'll be passing on.
Fair enough. Moretto, are you passing here as well?
No, I will get on an under. Maybe I'm the fool, but I'll bet an under here at the over's taking a little bit of money, which is kind of pulled it into a range where I'm comfortable with here. But there's a minus 106 I'm looking at that's good.
Yep.
Having a couple issues with my on screen though, so I don't see the totals necessarily across the board. But yeah, I'm good at that number. I'd rather play that than this 5.5. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm at the point where so money is on this Bruins team. I understand maybe the panic, but like honestly, the Bruins, if you kind of break it down and watch their games, their performances have been a little bit better lately than maybe the scores have suggested. They were fine in that Dallas game. They were fine in that Leafs game. They had, the slightly greater share of expected goals in both at 5-on-5. They've been playing okay. Yeah, the Philly game was not great. I do think they're still defensively playing great hockey. Offense is not. But we talked about the center depth, like somebody mentioned the center depth, and I agree, but their center depth was even worse last year, and they were fine. They still had a great season, and they were, a very competitive team, and they were great. Maybe it's going to catch up to them. I don't know. I honestly think that this roster is better than it was last year. Ultimately, I'm very comfortable saying that the Bruins will be fine. I could very much be wrong here, and be made to eat it. But look, it was just a weird summer with the Swayman thing and all that. It's been a slower start. Like, these are some veteran guys that maybe take a little bit more time to get going here. Like, Marchand knows the rigors of a season, and sometimes you don't give everything you have early on. And I think maybe it plays into that a little bit more. But I have, honestly, maybe I'm crazy, but I have been a bit more encouraged by their play lately. So yeah, Carolina given up very little. They're generating a ton, but like that is basically Boston's biggest strength right now is they can lean into their defensive play, and they've had a really tough schedule. They played Florida twice, LA, Colorado, Dallas, Toronto, and they've still defensively been really good in those games. Sometimes the final scores don't necessarily reflect that, but I still do obviously believe in Swayman long term. Korpisalo's had some rougher games when he started. But yeah, I mean, they're generating nothing, still playing really good defensively. I think this is the type of game against the Carolina team where they will be able to stifle Carolina's attack a little bit, but struggle quite a bit to get possession and generate themselves. So that's why, I get the Carolina money. I agree with it. But I think that also just lends itself to an under here. So yeah, maybe I'm crazy and it does get carried away and Carolina comes out and steamrolls them. But I believe in the Bruins a little bit more and their ability to fight and keep this game close. And I think that lends itself to sort of like a 3-1, 3-2 type game.
All right, there you go. So we add the under 6 minus 105 in this game. I also want to point out, this kind of goes in line. I'm not going to like steal it, add it to the list or whatever if you want to. But Keith Strapp pointing out Beecher plus 950 first line for Bruins.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's available. It's not on FanDuel. It's a very different number, and it's a good move by FanDuel to the number that they've moved to.
FanDuel set a great line here.
Right. Like that's a number that's out there at other books right now. You can take advantage of that. It's not just 950. There's other ones in that range as well. But that's the kind of stuff, like, I mean, honestly, peek behind the curtain, like that's a lot of the stuff that I'm doing with some of these and what kind of the idea of what Moretto had there off the top with Heineman, where it's just and like, hey, that's not his number on that line. Right.
And if you only want to bet one of these, Beecher or Heineman, I'd honestly, I know I'm on the under, but I'd probably bet Beecher. Just like you look at that price, that's a great spot. I actually saw that in the chat, and while so money was talking, I went in and bet that. So yeah, that was a really good call. Yeah. Same idea though, for sure.
Yeah, like that's just kind of the idea of what I've been looking for with a lot of these, and it's a good way to attack it. I think it's also fun to watch some of these guys who it's like, hey, there's the third line guy who just randomly gets a shot up on the first line to shake things up, and all of a sudden he scores. It's a feel good moment, and hey, you're celebrating a little extra yourself. So there you go, Boston, Carolina, and a great recommendation in the chat by Keith as well.
I want to just also address this by Samuel Robinson in the chat. So we're still so early in the season where one or two bad games can really skew a team's overall numbers. And I think that's something very dangerous to look at. If you look at overall numbers, that can get you into some maybe buying into things that aren't necessarily indicative of the truth. And in the case of the Bruins, there was a game at the start of the year, their very first game of the year against the Panthers, where they're allowed like close to 5 expected goals at 5-on-5 in that game. And that has completely tanked their overall numbers, when realistically since then they've had 2 games overall where they've allowed more than 2 expected goals at 5-on-5. And I talked about the schedule they played. So yes, they have been very good defensively. It is just 1 or 2 sort of outlier games that have really tanked their overall numbers.
Yep, good answer. There you go. So let's move on to Anaheim, Pittsburgh here. Ducks plus 140, Penguins minus 170, total of 6.5 right now, minus 105 over, minus 115 under in the on the FanDuel Sportsbook. So Monty, anything for you in this game?
How in what world are we okay letting the Penguins get away with this number right now? Yeah. Right? Like I know it's against Anaheim. Yeah, and like I get it, it's against Anaheim. But it's gonna be really tough to lay off of this. Pittsburgh is such a mess, and I mean, like we talked about the first coach fired market, like they're right there as well, right? It is between Pittsburgh and Boston at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna go half a unit on the Ducks here. This is one of those situations where, come take my money then, right? Like come beat me, but I'm not gonna let this number go though.
I'll do 160 for you. Let me just
yeah, that's fine. And we'll probably get Dostal in goal too, and he's been outstanding, right? And like Pittsburgh, like they're just a mess, right? Like they're wasting the last years of Crosby and Malkin here, like just terrible.
Yep. Old Doobie up in the front office there, just pissing it away. Come on. Moretto, any other thoughts on this game?
No, I mean, I agree. Like, I really do agree. There's no one in the NHL that maybe the Sharks, but like even then, like at least these teams are battling competitive right now. Like Pittsburgh's not really at all. There's so much dysfunction there. They are a mess. You literally could not like. There's very few prices I would bet Pittsburgh at right now in this game. And it's just a narrative thing, I guess. But like even the performances on ice, they're just not matching. They're showing their performances are kind of matching the eye test and beating this narrative. Like they've been brutal. They're a mess right now. They quit on Sully. I think things are, again, we've talked about this, but I think things are going to get worse before they get better. I mean, it sucks that it's Anaheim here because Anaheim's also been terrible. They've been getting like caved in every game, and they've found a way to win some because Dostal has been fantastic. And I think that's the one thing where if you are betting Anaheim here, that's where you can kind of take some comfort in knowing that if this is kind of a back and forth run and gun game, because the Ducks are giving up a ton, Pittsburgh's giving up a ton, but like the way Dostal's playing, I don't even know if that matters because he is just slamming the door shut. Doesn't matter what's thrown at him. So I think you can take comfort in that. I didn't bet it myself. I'll probably end up on it, but just because it's staring at you, and this is not a Pittsburgh team I care to back right now. So I agree with it for sure. And yeah, if you get Dostal, that's you're sitting in a good spot.
If you are watching and you haven't hit the like button, I don't know what you're doing. About a third of you have that are watching right now. So please hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. We're motoring through 3 best bets given out here so far already. Also, Charles pointing out, Pittsburgh worst record has to be a bet. Have you guys looked into any of this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've started looking into it. Pittsburgh's up there. Calgary is another possibility. Yeah, I think those are good looks. I think Charles is onto something here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we've got the Blues and the Flyers to take a look at. Blues plus 126, Flyers minus 152. Total of 5.5, minus 130 to the over right now, plus 106 to the under. Moretto, I'll go to you first. Do you have anything in this one?
Yeah, I got another under here. 2 low volume offenses. Like I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to anyone that I'm on an under here. This is it's taking a little bit of money, but I'm still fine with where it's at now. These are teams that I bet unders on pretty regularly so far this year, and now they're facing off against each other. A couple low volume offenses. Neither of them are generating all that much. St. Louis has given up goals in bunches in the last couple of games. I get it, but the defensive numbers haven't really changed all that much. It's just a couple goaltending outliers from Hofer and Binnington. I still have full confidence in both those goalies. They're both very good. Less confidence, obviously, in the Flyers goaltending, but Urson did bounce back really nicely against Boston last game, and I don't think the Blues are a team to take advantage of a rougher goaltending performance anyways. So under 6 for me. There's should be minus 120s and better pretty much widely available, and that's a bet for me.
Can confirm. Under 6, minus 120 in under Moretto for Blues Flyers. So, Money, do you agree with this?
Yeah. Let's make that a double best bet. I think
Perfect.
back to the well we go here on Flyers unders, and I think that St. Louis, they give up 8 goals, and that's not really the type of game that they want to play either. So before that game, they were trending well defensive or better defensively. So I'm gonna throw away that one game against Montreal and look at the bigger picture here, the way that both of these teams want to play. So I think that in a couple of months, this total would be 5.5, right?
Yeah.
So we're getting it at 6 right now. So I think we're good here with the 6.
All right, there you go. Another best bet added in. Keep hitting the like button. I see Albert's green shirt in the chat. It says, "Where are the smelling salts?" You guys think I'm joking? I've got a bottle here. It's a brand new bottle too. Have you guys ever done smelling salts, Moretto?
Oh yeah, every men's league game we do.
Yeah,
every men's league game. Yeah.
I used to do them.
We got a few bottles being passed around the room. So, yeah.
When I was playing junior lacrosse, I used to have to do those ridiculous road trips. Moretto, from being
Yeah.
around here, but it's like I live in Aurora, and you travel out to like Huntsville on a Thursday night, which is like a 2 hour drive. You work all day, get on the bus, drive out 2 hours, get off, have to play a game right away, and then drive back 2 hours. And that was where I found the smelling salts. That was where that started, and then
I
kept
am
those
the smelling
things.
salt.
Wouldn't trade it for a thing though. I am the smelling salt.
Yeah, these things they're potent, but they're awesome.
Also, we have
right.
a from Brian. I do agree with that, but at this point, it's the market has bumped it into place. Like they've taken a bunch of money now. If you didn't get in at the minus 130s, like I did, I sat there and kind of waited and hummed and hawed, and I missed it. And market has now backed the Flyers, and I think it's definitely out of range.
Yeah. All right. Next game, Kraken Maple Leafs. Seattle coming in here plus 164. The Leafs minus 200. Total of 6.5 plus 102 to the over, minus 124 to the under. Moretto, is this a deserving number for the Leafs here against the Kraken tonight?
Yeah, the Kraken are bad. They're really bad. Like I know we saying that after the Habs lost 8-2 to them, but like I'm not gonna keep driving this point home. But like that was not an 8-2 game. The Kraken were just, again, they were not good. They didn't generate anything in there. It was just Montembeault who couldn't make a save. He didn't show up for that game, and they scored in a couple wrist shots from the point in the first period, and that blew things open, and it just got out of hand from there. But yeah, I don't think the Kraken have shown anything that makes me want to back them at this number, even though, I mean, yeah, no, I have no interest in that. The total wise, I was thinking maybe like I would lean towards an under here. But honestly, it's more to do with the fact that the Kraken are struggling to generate anything, but like they've been really bad defensively, and the Leafs have been generating offense. So it's something I'm going to kind of stay away from. Do we have a Leafs goalie confirmation yet? I don't think so, right?
There's a Wall.
Yeah,
It is
Wall.
confirmed. It's Wall.
Wall.
Okay, I know
Yeah.
it was likely Wall, but I didn't know it was confirmed. So I don't want anything to do with this game here. I would lean towards it under, but again, Kraken, I personally no interest in backing this team right now. I think they've been really bad. Decord's been good, so if Decord can keep it going, then maybe they have a chance here. But I'm not interested.
Pass for Moretto. So Money, are you getting involved?
Well, I am interested.
There you go.
So we look at Seattle, right? They're definitely getting more and more predictable, right? When they're stepping up in class, games against Dallas, I'll still say Nashville is stepping up in class. I'll still say Colorado stepping up in class. Winnipeg and Carolina, they struggle, right? And then when they step down, sorry, Moretto, I'll say Montreal is stepping down. Calgary.
Only if you say the Leafs are stepping down tonight as well, then I'm okay with it.
and the Blues as well. They play well. So Seattle is profiling, and the way that they're behaving is a 500 team that's going to struggle against better teams and hold their own against poor teams. That's the DNA of a 500 team, right? So here, the tricky thing about this under, though, is that we are getting Wall, all right? So, I mean, I'm okay to throw away his one game that he struggled against the Blues. That's okay. But I do think in general, both of these teams, even though Seattle may not be able to, but both of these teams do want to play. They do want to play strong defensively. So I think that we are getting some value here on the under. I believe the 6.5s are gone now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much plus money can we get on the 6?
Hold on. I'm double checking for you here. I'm seeing. Okay, we can do 6.5s at minus 120. There's 6s at plus 101 and plus 102. Yeah, so basically, like, that's pretty much where it is. 101, 102 on the under 6.
Yeah, so that's not good enough on the plus money. So let's do 6.5 minus 120.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, 6.5 minus 120 full unit there. So money for you.
No, half unit.
Half unit, sorry. Half unit on the under 6 minus on a 6.5 minus 120, half unit for so money added. There you go. There's another one as well. Keep liking the stream. Send your anytime goal scores in there for us throughout the course of the show here today. We do want to get to those at the end, and we have some shocking information to unveil to you guys as well. So stick along with us as we get through the next couple of games. But we will keep moving here, and we'll recap all the bets as well, obviously. But 2 more games. Oilers, Preds up next. Edmonton right now, McDavid-less Oilers plus 105. The Preds minus 126. Total of 6.5 plus 104 on the over. Minus 128 on the under. So money. You getting involved in this one as well?
Yeah, another game where I do like the under. So we know that McDavid not being in the lineup has already been priced in, right? Because of the way that Nashville is being priced, right? So I think that takes the value away from the Preds. In fact, the Oilers took some money as well, which I thought was the right move. So like right now we are where we should be. We'll get Pickard in net. And he's just going by the charts here. He hasn't been horrible. He had one bad game against Chicago, the one they lost 5-2. But other than that, he's been average to above average. And Nashville, they did, even though they lost that game, even though that game ended 3-2 against Tampa Bay, that wasn't a game where Nashville played what they need to play defensively. So I expect Saros in net. I expect Nashville to get back to a more defensive game. And with all due respect to Vasily Podolskin, he's not a first line player. And that's who the Oilers have to roll with. So
yeah.
I think that the Oilers are going to have trouble generating offense. We know that Draisaitl is going to show up. He'll be fine. He's going to be the driving force of that team. But really, there's a significant drop off right now. So after Draisaitl, so I do like the under here. 6.5. We probably can't do 6.5, right? But let's do
what can we 6.5? 6.5 minus 115s, minus 120. There's a minus 113 as well. Yeah, so like minus 120 would be like the worst of it if we did that.
Okay. Let's do the under 6.5.
Okay, full on this one.
Unit. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Under 6.5. Oilers, Predators. Moretto. Any involvement for you?
No. I agree with the under look, and that would be the way I would definitely lean. I want to see Edmonton change their game without McDavid and play more defensive, like they're probably going to have to do at this point, because they've been bleeding chances, and I don't know if they're going to put more of an emphasis on it now or what, or if Nashville's necessarily the team to take advantage, because Nashville has been playing well defensively. They're content playing those sort of more low event games. But I want to see how they look without McDavid first, because they need I don't know if they're going to place an emphasis on that and like try and change their game. You know what I mean? Tighten things up a little bit, not be like, okay, let's just go out there and try and outscore teams with McDavid. And if we do see that shift, then yeah, I'll have some FOMO and I will have missed out on this one. But I don't know. I just think their defensive numbers so far have left a lot to be desired. And whether or not Nashville could take advantage, we'll see. But with Pickard in net, and obviously Skinner hasn't been playing well either, so maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, I got nothing on this one.
Okay, there you go. Last
also,
game.
Caden Primo has been confirmed now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. Primo confirmed. Nice.
Yeah,
last game on the right as you said it came in. Last game on the schedule here tonight. Blackhawks, Sharks. Fun one to watch. Blackhawks minus 150. The Sharks plus 125. Total of 5.5. Minus 140 to the over. Plus 114 on the under. Moretto, you getting involved in the potential Timothy Liljegren debut tonight? Is this going to be a game changer for the Sharks?
Well, obviously he bumps their win percentage up by like 8%, right? He's great player. Huge addition to that back end. No, I don't I don't have anything here. I see where the market's kind of sitting at now, but yeah, no, I know maybe so money's a little bit higher on the Blackhawks than I am, but I can't really consider them at this price. Sharks have been battling. I mean, they haven't necessarily, the scores have been all right, but just against Chicago here, like they should be a little bit better than what they've shown. Defensively, I'm still really concerned about how much they're giving up, and maybe Chicago, who's been struggling to generate offense, maybe this is kind of like a breakout game for them offensively, and they can get some things going. And San Jose can still generate some offense, even though the Blackhawks have been playing pretty well defensively. I would lean towards an over here, but I really have nothing at side or total.
So money, do you?
I do have something.
There you go.
Let's do the over. I think that this is actually the game that I'm looking forward to the most on the whole slate here.
You're sick.
Yeah, you are.
You are sick.
It's Chicago. I enjoy watching Chicago play. Like it like hurts me to say, but like I like watching their games. And as San Jose, like you said, they're a team that's been battling, and they've been. I like watching their games as well. So both of these teams rise.
There you go.
You're back.
Yeah, you're
right,
back.
so,
You're back.
So yeah, both of these teams, I think they're slowly on the rise here, and Chicago, they're getting closer and closer to breaking out here offensively. They have been the last couple of games. They have been doing a good job generating. They just can't finish. But I think San Jose is going to allow them to keep on generating. So I do like the over here. I think that this could end up being a fun back and forth game, and we may get a Soderblom start as well. I haven't seen confirmation on Mrazek yet, but even if it is him, I still like the over. And if it's Soderblom, then bombs away.
Bomb away.
Bombs away. As for the total that you want to track at, here's some money. Sixes -110. Obviously, we saw the 5.5 -140 on FanDuel. 6.5 +120. You're looking at the 6 -110. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There you go. Over 6 -110. Another one locked in. That's our final of the sides and the totals. So as for what we've got right now for best bets on mains, and actually I guess a goal scorer that we threw in there too, we're looking at the Ducks money line +160, half unit there. Bruins Canes under 6 -106, full unit. Leafs Kraken under 6.5 -120, half unit. Emil Heineman anytime goal +575, 0.2 of a unit. The Blues and the Flyers under 6 -120, full unit. The Oilers Preds under 6.5 -113, full unit. And finally, the Blackhawks Sharks over 6 -110. That is what we're looking at right now. For best bets for tonight, let's unveil this outrageous information here, gentlemen. We've been sitting on this the entire time, and this is some stuff that people need to know and need to see. So we are going to get to our anytime goal score parlay here. We've joked about it over the last little while about, every time we reject something from the chat, it's a surefire thing to score. And then we were trying to get to a point where we were curious, like, how true is that actually? And we challenged you guys yesterday, and our guy in the chat, Kevin Phillip, Kev Ravensflock on Twitter, he went and he did the numbers for us. He went through all the shows from the start of the season, or the start of the anytime goal score parlays, I guess, put them all together, tracked who suggested them, the price they were suggested at, whether they were accepted or rejected, and if they hit. This is the most insane shit I've ever seen, guys. I'm going to show you this chart that he has put together, and we can share it. I guess Kev can share it as well. Tell me if you can share it. It's in view only mode as well. But here's the Edgework goal scores. So the official parlay, obviously, we're not expecting these to hit. He's tracking those on a $5 parlay for us. We're 0 for 14 on them so far. Makes sense. That's down 0.7 units on the season. That is what it is. Here are the individually tracked goal scores of accepted versus rejected, tracked at $100 unit size. Fair enough to keep them all even across. Of the accepted goal scores individually tracked, we are up 3.15 units, 5% ROI, a total of 68 plays.
Which is good. Which is good.
That's good. That's good.
Great. If you
It is atrocious when you compare it to the rejected plays, which are up 50.9 units, 102 plays. There have been 40 goals and 62. No
One of the
goals.
most insane things. Like, there needs to be a study into why this is happening.
This is sick.
Hitting at 50% ROI is so absurd to this point in the season. 102 anytime goal scores. Now, obviously, and Kevin pointed out, and you guys, like, we've talked about it, some of that's going to be inflated with, like, Riker Evans, like 12-1. Fair enough, but, like, that's also a win. You know what I mean?
Still hit 40% of the plays out of 100. Like, out of 100. Like, that's insane.
So some crazy numbers. BRB says, do we think this is sustainable? Like, that's the problem, right? What, like, we can't just go and start being like fading these or just on the side going and betting these all of ourselves, because you know that this is just going to turn around. Like, these are all, Moretto and I talked about it before the show. You guys are not submitting, oh, here's -110, -130, -145 bets. Like, these are, you know, Riker Evans, 12-1, 9-1s, 5-1s thrown in there that are hitting. Like, that's not going to continue at the 40% rate. But that being said, this is a ridiculous cushion that's thrown in. BRB, I know you were kidding, but I just want to just point that out there of like what's going on. Outrageous. This sheet is also broken out as well into a separate tab. This might be hard for people to see right now. Obviously, hopefully we can share this, but like, this is individually tracked. Who submitted it? The team the player plays for, the goal score, the date, whether it was accepted or rejected, whether they scored or not, the odds that they were submitted at. He's even added in some notes about what we have said at some of these. Like, this is incredible work. So first of all, the chat, you guys are awesome. Kevin, this is amazing. Like, this is so great. This kind of sucks for us, but kind of doesn't, because we're also still up money. So it's like, well, okay, we're still winning on these, like, technically, like, individually tracked. But yeah, this is awesome. So thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you so much to you guys in the chat for sending these. Yeah, this is outrageous, but we'll hopefully we'll just keep this going throughout the year. Kevin, if you want to keep doing this, if anybody else is able to help with anything or sending stuff in the chat to remind people. But yeah, like yesterday we were sitting there as a group just watching and talk. He's updating this in real time, by the way. Yeah. The sheet is updated of what you guys have sent right now in the chat. Like, these things are already in here. Yeah, this is amazing. So thank you so much to Kevin. Thank you guys in the chat. This is awesome. And
for the record,
like,
Colt has submitted 3 winners.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Not as many as you would have thought. Not as many as you would have thought. Not as many as he would have you believe. He will ride that Riker Evan train into the ground, but as he should. But 3 winners. You can do better, Colt. I know you can do better.
Okay, so also, if you guys want like a hilarious thing as well, just to add on before we get to our goal scores and what you guys did submit today, you want to talk about the run good versus bad of being accepted and rejected. Kev pointed this out to me. This is prior to yesterday, so I don't know what exactly happened yesterday. I haven't double checked, but Jordan Mosel in the chat, his suggestions when selected, guys, minus 7.7 units. When not selected, up 23 units.
It's literally like, it's not on us. It's just, this is just the law of this is what's happening.
I know.
At this point.
I know. It's funny. It sucks. Like, we want to win these. Obviously, we're not trying to lose this, but yeah. So that's just how this has gone for us so far. So
has a Jordan retired yet?
Yeah, honestly.
I'm actually curious. People can can say in the chat, who's been betting ones that we've been rejecting? Like, has anyone tried that in the last week or so since we started talking about it? Has anyone been like, oh yeah, I'm going to start betting these guys that are being turned aside? I'm very curious because I know Jordan said earlier that he round robin like McCarr and a couple of guys that we said no to yesterday. I don't know if he's being serious or not, but I'm really curious if anyone's actually been betting the ones we haven't accepted.
Yeah.
That's just outstanding.
Insane. Yeah. And like yesterday, our chat watching this was so funny. Like, we were talking about it. I mean, Gensel rejected, scores.
Scores two.
Barrett Hayton rejected, scores. We chose Dylan Gunther, no goal. Cale Makar rejected, scores. Ivan was suggested in the chat, scores, rejected. Like Kyle Connor, like Neil Pionk, 9-1 rejected, scores. What the fuck? And we are sending these, trust us, we are sending these in the Edger chat as these are coming up. Kevin, another hilarious finding is Albert up many units on ones he's throwing out during the stream, but aren't included in the parlay. Yeah, that was also not Pionk.
Pionk was not an Albert. Don't let Albert take credit for that.
No,
do not let Albert take credit for that.
I believe it was Sam who sent that to him. So yeah, don't give that one Albert to Albert. He's trying to victory lap that.
He's literally trying to say he literally did not. Someone sent that to him to say in the chat, to say on the show yesterday, and he's still trying to own it as his own. God, down bad.
All right, let's do it here, guys. Ready? We'll try to go a little bit rapid fire. So if you guys like them or not, let's go through them here. Brian, Sean Couturier, anytime goal plus 270-ish. Couturier goal. If you're looking for someone else in that game, just say we'll take them out. Couturier 270. I'm gonna say no. There's 300, 340, 365. That is out for me at 270.
Sure.
Just based on market. I don't know.
I'm fine with saying no.
He's gonna score then.
I have the yips right now, man. I'm terrified to say no to anything, honestly.
I'm saying yes to everything.
You're saying yes?
We're gonna have a 13 goal scorer round robin so that we can't keep this trend going, and we're gonna go like 1 for 13 the night we do that.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you guys this before I go through the rest of the ones that I have starred. Are there any that you wanted to add yourselves? So money.
Not right now.
But okay.
I am done. I am done adding my own in. I said Heineman. We're gonna keep that far away from the round robin. Sam suggested one that I really do like though tonight. So we'll get to that at one point though. But yeah, I like McMichael. I'm down for
McMichael 280. Okay.
Yeah.
McMichael in, which means not scoring, but McMichael in.
Yeah, that's good. You got to think long game here, right? We pick McMichael, then hey, that's one less guy for the Caps who can score tonight. Maybe the Habs have a chance at 2 points. So, it's all about strategy right now.
There you go. That's the first one. Troy, Terry, or Cutter Gauthier. There is also some agreements. Cutter Gauthier, Mike says plus 350. I think if there's 2 on that, we gotta go, right? Cutter Gauthier. Yep, in. Okay. Yep. Ducks, Cutter Gauthier in, and that will be at 350.
Congrats to Troy Terry.
Confirm. 360 in. Troy Terry, you will score a goal tonight. Claudia, would you guys play Austin Matthews minus 125 anytime goal? No. I mean, no. I just can't. I can't do those. I personally no. So
he's not even a scorer anymore, right? He's just he's more of a role player now on this team. Unless Marner's setting him up with an open net, it's not been happening.
Ryan Strome plays on Anaheim, right? Yeah, he's out. We did an Anaheim player already. Bedard plus 160. Thoughts?
I like that one.
FanDuel number is
I'll do you 170.
Yeah, I'm down for Bedard.
In Bedard. Is there anyone else in that game that anyone else has suggested? I don't think so. Leo Carl. Oh no, wait, that's the Ducks game. Yeah. Okay, Bedard 170 in. Barclay Goodrow Where is he? Some of these guys I just like don't remember off the top of my head where they are. He's
We
also
already
in
got
that
one from
Chicago
that
San
game.
Jose.
Yeah.
He is out then. Wallman, no. That is in that game
Someone
as
said
well.
Morgan Riley. I'm out on that. I know he's back on the power play, but he's not a good
Does not shoot the
power play
puck.
player. Yeah, he doesn't
No.
shoot the puck.
Does not shoot the puck. That's out. Nyes plus 300. Look, I know you guys are gonna hate me on the any picks that I give out on the Leafs.
I don't hate that
Is
one.
it still
That's
there?
price
I
and
kind of
market.
like. I do really like that.
I'm fine with
that. I think that's just a good number in that spot. 310, perfect. Nice 310. We are at 4 right now. I don't know if you guys wanted to add any more. I'm just kind of trying to look through chat here quickly. I don't know if there's anything else that was sent. Don't see. One more here. Yossi plus 300.
That song you sent us was electric. I don't know if anyone saw that, but a Swiss
Very
rapper made a song about Roman Yossi, and like it's insane.
There's that one. There's also one that I found. I this was a long time ago. One of my buddies sent it to me. It was it's a Zemgus Girgensson song. You watch that, it'll be stuck in your head. I don't know what we can and can't play because of like what may or may not be banned on here. I can't imagine that'll get flagged, just given that it's not like a huge artist. But check those out: Zemgus Girgensson's and Roman Yossi songs. Yossi plus 300, goal 300, 390. So
no, I'm gonna go with this instead from the game.
Tommy Novak.
Yeah.
You're just trying to make sure that Ecolts don't win.
Damn right. Damn right, man.
Okay, so that's the last one, I think, right? We'll submit. That's 5. I don't know how insane we want to get here, but Novak is confirmed. I should have just known you would know that price. 460. There you go. I don't know. I think we got to cap it there. We're at 5. Yeah, rest of the chat, just so everybody knows. Sam, Nylander or Tavares numbers are good versus Seattle. I actually did not look. Nylander's would be someone I would be interested in.
Nylander was 170-ish. Tavares
160.
160. We could replace Nyes if we want. I'm fine with
what do you guys think?
Let's just keep the 5 we got.
Okay. Yeah. So then there's Nylander, Tavares.
We don't want to mush too many of Sam's goal scorers here.
Yeah,
let him win some money tonight too.
Jordan, Neches, 230 to 250. Probably fine as well. Like I'd kind of like those. Nick Dowd plus 550. We're not. These ones are hard. We're not trying to like reject these, but yeah, we're at 5. So that's kind of where we're at.
Too, so
yeah, we have McMichael. So there you go. So let's go. $5 on this pays you $5,500. There you go. Oh, that's the wrong sheet. That's up. $5 pays you $5,500 for tonight. Our anytime goal scorers: Connor McMichael, Cutter Gauthier, Connor Bedard, Matthew Nyes, Tommy Novak. Those are the 5. $5 pays you $5,500. Why not us, boys?
Why not
us? Let's take a swing. Those are your anytime goal scores. As for the sides and totals for tonight, Ducks money line plus 160. That is half unit. Bruins, Canes under 6 minus 106. Leafs, Kraken under 6.5 minus 120 half unit. In the Washington Habs game, we have Emil Heineman anytime goal plus 575 for 0.2 units. That is not part of the goal score parlay. That is just straight up. And then we have in the Flyers Blues game under 6 minus 120. Oilers Preds under 6.5 minus 113, and Blackhawks Sharks over 6 minus 110. So
one more.
What's up?
New York Jets minus 2.
Oh boy. That's a double best bet with Albers. So make of that what you will. With Albers Jets.
Oh boy, there you go. Jets minus 2. That's it. So money. That's the one.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of NBA stuff coming through, but let's go with the Jets minus 2.
That's not going on our sheet here, but just for everyone out there, so money given the side stuff at the end of the stream. That's why you wait till the very end. And there you go. Yankees game 6. Sorry, Albert. That's it. That'll do it for today's stream. Appreciate everyone who tuned in, liked. Kevin, thank you so much for the effort and time that you put into creating that sheet. Hopefully everyone else can appreciate that. We'll talk to Kevin, but maybe we can tweet out that link and you guys can track it as the season goes on and where we're at, how you guys are doing, because you're involved in it. Your names are on the sheet as well. So thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. We will be back tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.